You're not parked in front of someone's house and you're not taking up someone's spot. This will be a great example. It doesn't feel too hostile, but it's definitely very small, so the opportunities are a lot smaller.
Do you want a stealth camp?
I go for like the Marriotts, the Fairfields, the Holiday Inns. I've never gotten a knock in a hotel. I've probably slept in like a dozen or 24 hotels in the last 10 months. When all else fails, when I'm stuck with no other options, I'll often look up local trails and then try to sneak a night at a trailhead. We've arrived, Cracker Barrel. Yeah, that's it. I have no idea what I'm getting myself into, and we're gonna arrive at nighttime, so it'll be just a perfect example of getting to a town and just needing to find a place to sleep. I'm about to drive several thousand miles across the country in my van.
Why are we whispering?
And so I am going to track places that I sleep, stealth parking, city parking, and actually document the way that I find spots to sleep in my van. So let's get to it. It is 10:30 p.m. or 22:36 if you're fancy like me. And we are somewhere just outside Portland.
This is Portland, but so is this.
As is normal when you're doing this type of thing, I have no idea where I am. I have no idea what sort of stuff is around me, and I am going to find a place to sleep.
Part 1, Street Sleeping near Portland.
The first thing I do when I am in a situation like this, where I really just don't know where I am, it's not like I've been here multiple days, it's not like I've built up an understanding of where I am in the country, I'm going to search for some hot type places, like a regular place. Cracker Barrel is a regular place that I'll search because almost every single Cracker Barrel I've been to has allowed me to sleep there. So there are some Cracker Barrels here, but there's three of them, they're north, south, and west, and I am headed east tomorrow, way over there. So I don't think I want to do a Cracker Barrel. I also think most Walmarts here are not going to allow sleeping in the Walmart because that just seems to be the way that it goes out here. So since I don't want to do Cracker Barrel, the next thing I do is think, where do I want to drive to? Where do I want to be? So if I wanted to stay in Portland, maybe I'd go over and go to those Cracker Barrels. But because I want to drive east, I actually probably will just hop on the main highway and get out of the Portland area. So let's say somewhere around here. This looks pretty good. There's a nature park here. Parks normally are good because the neighborhoods up against them can be very varied and change a lot. That leaves open spaces for parking. You also want to, when you're looking on Google Maps like this, you want to see people parked on the street like this right now that I'm looking at. That means that it's fairly regular. It's not very regular, but it's actually not as regular as I would like it. I'd like to see more cars parked on the street, but it's enough where at least it's a thing where people park on the street. Okay, so looking more close to me, here's a park right here. And we'll zoom in. I see some street parking, but not really a lot. You don't want to park in a parking lot because parking lots are patrolled and closed. Ideally, you park on the street next to the park. It's not really a lot of options around here, which is kind of what I expected. Okay, so here's a good sign right here. So I went to this park right here, this big old park, and then I started looking around it, and this weird area right here, this gray grass area, is good. On the south side, it looks like, lots of houses and cheek and jowl houses and some street parking, but then up here I see cars parked up against the grass, which is not specifically up against a house, and that could be really good. It doesn't look amazing because it's a dead end, it looks like, which is not good because then it makes it more obvious that there's non-people who live in there traffic, but it's pretty close to me, so I think I'm just going to set a pin here and we're going to go check that out. Let's go check it out! This place is not so bad. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. It's up against I think a cemetery, a community garden, just a big green patch of grass over here. No buildings, no businesses, no parking lots, just a bunch of grass, probably like a dog park type thing. And on the other side is houses, and houses have their own driveways, which is good. And then their extra cars park on the street. But then there's another side of the street that looks like completely free game. It's about half full all the way down. You're not parked in front of someone's house, and you're not taking up someone's spot. We're also under a street lamp, which is great because I'm going to put up the window covers here and then seal everything up and then turn the lights on. But it always helps to have a street lamp because then the light leak doesn't cause people to see that there's something going on inside your car. I will say, when doing this, when doing street camping and when doing city camping period, when I'm camping in a hotel, when I'm camping really anywhere, when I get here, I am as subtle and as quiet and as unobtrusive as I possibly can be. Jackie, get in the van! This is spot one, somewhere in Portland, some side street. Let's hopefully sleep through the night. We're gonna be fine. I know we're gonna be fine. Now that is what I like to see. A beautiful, beautiful day. Nobody bothered me. Really, really, really quiet. Just a good spot.
Part 2. Sleeping in a hotel parking lot.
And so begins our journey east.
So it begins. Go back to Colorado.
So we're in Portland. We are headed towards Colorado. So first thing we're gonna do is drive 400 miles east to Eagle Cap Wilderness, or Wallawoo, something around those lines.
Great success.
Wilderness, forest, national forest, something. And we're gonna do my longest solo backpacking trip to date.
It did not go well.
And I just realized we're being watched.
What are you staring at? Fudger.
Time to go.
Golden, golden, I'll follow only golden, golden, golden.
Bonus content, getting free water. Great success.
Golden things. Mountain Laurel high fives for miles in spring. Rain with a trout and a hummingbird.
State parks, recreation areas, national forests, a lot of them have water spigots, especially when they're next to a river or a lake. So I just saw this on the side of the highway. Thought I'd slip down and see if I could refill my water, which I didn't really need, but it's always good to be topped off. And then now we have our solar shower filled up for when we come back from our backpacking trip.
Great success.
Gold rings, gold leaves, gold anything, gold.
Alright, so slight change of plans. We are in a town called the Dalles. Anyway, we're in this town. We stopped for gas. It's a medium-sized, tiny mountain town, except no mountains. It's next to the river, but it's like the same feel. So I'm gonna see if there's a coffee shop. First of all, is where I should check coffee, and then if I can find a place to work pretty late until like 7 or 8 p.m. then we can use this town as an example of where to park too. So let's see, Starbucks is a good one. No, that's not a real Starbucks. Go back to the list. 8 p.m. Starbucks. Medium amount of seating. Okay, let's go check this out. It's pretty close, so we'll just go over there. So this will work nice. We'll go work, and then around 8 p.m. or so, I'll have gotten more work done, which is great, and then we can find a place to sleep here. This will be a great example. It doesn't feel too hostile, but it's definitely very small, so the opportunities are a lot smaller. On the way over here, I saw somebody with my exact motorcycle jacket. Oh no. And it got me all sentimental for riding. And this is such perfect riding weather too. Okay, focus.
Many hours later.
Oh, that was a good day. That was a good day of editing. That is not why we're here in this video.
Do you want a stealth camp?
A few inches later.
Okay, so we're here in this town. Is there a hotel here? Budget Inn is not great. A Fairfield Inn and Suites, that could be really good. I go for like the Marriotts, the Fairfields, the Holiday Inns, the ones that are going to have larger parking lots and be more busy, and it's not like budget minivans parked out front, you know, that have been there for way too long.
Folks in the Sacramento neighborhood are wondering about a van advertising free candy.
Okay, so this is a little sketchy, except I see a motorhome or something parked here, but I'm not sure what this parking lot is. It almost looks like those are just parked there permanently, which is not good. If this parking lot flowed over into this one, I would say it's good. Now, this could be good because it's such a small parking lot that if I park in there, I'm going to be parked cheek and jowl, like next to a bunch of other cars, if I can even find a spot there, which is good because then I just blend right in and it's not obvious. It's bad because if they're checking cars, they could very easily check every single car in here because it would take 10 minutes to just walk around and look at them all. And if you're next to other people, obviously that means with windows open in this heat, if somebody's next to me, they're going to hear that somebody's in here, and then they possibly could say, I think there's somebody in their van in the parking lot. This looks like it could be fairly good, especially like down here, these parking spots here. Let's check a few others just in case, because that could be good, but it also could be not good. Surprise, surprise.
You're so wise, like a miniature Buddha covered in hair.
We can try the Super 8. We can look at the Super 8. Okay, so I actually don't like this one. It's an even smaller parking lot, and the entire parking lot is very much visible from the front desk. So you'd practically just be stared at all night by whoever's on duty, and which is not good. The Marriott was a little better. We'll try one more. Budget Inn, no thanks. Fairfield we already looked at, doesn't exist. Holiday Inn doesn't exist. Motel, Super 8, Dallas Inn, Budget Inn, Comfort Inn. This one could be good. Where is this? Okay, so even smaller parking lot. Unless that is like overflow parking for the hotel, that could be good. Let's go check out the Fairfield. All right, we're gonna go check out this hotel. It's not an ideal place to be doing a hotel because ideally, or normally in other hotel situations, there's another parking lot over here and there's another parking lot over here, all having to do with the hotel. So that would be a lot better. But we're gonna go check it out for, you know, the sake of this video. And then also it looks like possibly we could just park directly on the street. Like those look like people parked on the street, which honestly, I wouldn't be opposed to just parking here outside the hotel. Especially if there's no parking signs, then it's not illegal at all, and you're right outside the hotel, so it's really not a big deal. So let's mark this, and it's dark out finally, so we can get over there and make some ramen and eat potato chips. Obviously, it's probably not a great idea to run around with your camera and drive around the parking lot multiple times in order to get a shot of you parking. That kind of gives away a little bit. And getting in and out of your van and crouching in bushes. All of that probably is not a great idea. But I think this will be okay, if not just because it seems like a really low-key town and this seems like a low-key parking lot. I also wouldn't recommend parking like I am up against the street side of things, because that also is just a giveaway in that you're trying not to be a part of the hotel, but you're in their parking lot. I actually would park like up against the hotel. I've never gotten a knock in a hotel. I've probably slept in like a dozen or 24 hotels in the last 10 months. Always arrive after dark. I'm about to just close all of the curtains and everything so that it's very shut off. Tomorrow morning I'll be gone. Not super early, but I won't be here till noon for sure. Yeah, this is hotel sleeping. I guess you guys will figure out in a couple seconds if I get kicked out or not.
Hey, wake up!
Great success!
Part 3, Trailhead Sleeping.
I would say. So when I got
when we wake, hear the birds and see the sun.
Excuse me.
Side by side,
Do you know how to get to the Eagle Cap Wilderness?
all the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright.
This is another example of possible parking, trailhead parking. Now admittedly this is a bad example because we're out in the middle of nowhere. And it's very unlikely that you would trek this far out into the wilderness to sleep in a trailhead, but when all else fails, when I'm stuck with no other options, I'll often look up local trails and then try to sneak a night at a trailhead. Most trailheads, you're not allowed to sleep at the trailhead, but sometimes you just have to do what you gotta do. Apparently all.
Part 4. Cracker Barrel sleeping.
Let's see where we are since I don't even know where we are. Yeah, so we're just outside Boise. We were hiking way up there on the top left. And then we kind of just took 84 all the way down because I'm headed west towards Colorado. Or excuse me, I'm heading east towards Colorado. I swear I know the difference. Left is... Wait. Left could be west or east. So we're right outside Boise. We're kind of in the center of this area between these three towns, Boise and Meridian and Nampa. We're in a very developed, how do you say, like commercial area. So one thing we can check for is if there's a Walmart, but I've driven by a few and shopped at a few and most of them have no sleeping overnight signs. It just is getting more and more common that Walmarts, I don't even try them anymore because just they're very infrequent that they allow you. So now Cracker Barrel, just so happens that there's one right next to me. That's fairly close. I've never had a Cracker Barrel say I can't park there, and it is right next to the highway, but I'm used to the highway noise. I'm so used to the people at 3 a.m. drag racing or the ambulance going by, all that different stuff. I just expect that I don't sleep perfectly when I'm in the city, which is fine. We will go there tonight because I said so. I almost am looking for the opportunity to find a Cracker Barrel that doesn't allow overnight parking, because I really have not found one yet, and I've slept in them from East Coast to West Coast, literally, as in from Virginia to Oregon and everything in between where they have Cracker Barrels. I wonder if that's copyrighted. We've arrived, Cracker Barrel. Yeah, that's it. It is awful here. Oh my goodness, it is awful here in Boise. It was smoky before, but now it's so smoky I can taste it and I can feel it. Anyway, it's really bad. It's 8 p.m. I normally right now would find a place to sleep. Oh my God, it's just so bad. Actually, look at this. Boise. Unhealthy. AQI is 168. I don't know what that means, but it is really bad. And it's 91 degrees.
Part 5. Rural Walmart sleeping.
So this is what I'm going to do. We're going to Grand Junction way down in Colorado. So we're going down this main highway. I'm going to go to this town. Mountain Home. I can't believe the town's called Mountain Home. There happens to be a Walmart there. If the Walmart doesn't allow sleeping, we'll probably just try to find some street parking there. This will be a great test. It's going to be a small town. The Walmart most likely won't allow overnight, but if it does, we'll get our Walmart experience in. If it does not allow overnight parking, then we're going to find a little tiny town stealth camping place, which honestly I'm so used to by now, it's not going to be a big deal. I'm just really good at this. Anyway, let's get going. 40 minutes. Hopefully that is enough to get away from some of the smoke, because this is bad. This is really bad. 25. At least that's not working. Something-year-old. Well, as it turns out, the smoke was not getting better at all. I'm here in Mountain Home, I think is the name of it. I actually pulled into this Walmart and there are no overnight parking signs. There's an RV parked over there. and it seems like this is okay to sleep here. I will say, whenever I do a Walmart, I always make sure when I pay attention when I pull in, are there any no parking signs, and then I drive around the parking lot once to see, are there no parking signs, and then from there just make sure you're not parked where delivery is going to go, like the huge semis. And I don't normally park up near the front because it's just loud. People are here late into the night. Walmarts are loud, period. Like, I'm probably not going to sleep well tonight, but it's already 10 p.m. I'm tired. The smoke is giving me a headache. Why am I complaining? Life is good. Thus begins the 7-hour drive to Grand Junction. We're going to do a classic situation. We're going to just drive to Grand Junction. I'm going to just put the DMV, which is where I need to be tomorrow morning, in my GPS, and then somewhere within a 5-minute radius or 10-minute radius of the DMV, I'm going to find a place to sleep.
Part 6. Going in blind.
The idea is, I don't know if there's a Walmart there. I don't know if there's a Cracker Barrel there. I don't know if it's a super small town. I know it's not a super small town. It's Grand Junction, but I don't know if it's going to be... I have no idea what I'm getting myself into, and we're going to arrive at nighttime, so it'll be just a perfect example of getting to a town and just needing to find a place to sleep. We have hotels, we have possible Walmarts, we have neighborhood parking. We can try to do maybe next to a park. There's all sorts of options, and we're going to try one tonight.
They'd carry your daughter's a demon.
Oh, after... I don't even know how many, 500 miles or something? I don't know. 8 or 9 hours of driving. We're now in Grand Junction, or just outside Grand Junction, actually sitting in front of the DMV. And I've never looked at Google Maps here. I have no idea what's around me. I'm just going to zoom out and just start taking a look. So we've got decent sized little area here. Not super small, but not super huge. Lots of options. I kind of want to just search if there's a Walmart or a Cracker Barrel because I'm really tired and I just want to sleep. Okay, so there's a Walmart. Neighborhood markets almost always have no parking signs, but there's a super center right there. I doubt there's a Cracker Barrel, but let's check. Yeah, no Cracker Barrel. Oh, we're in like a Cracker Barrel dead zone. The best place to be. Okay, now let's just check out some street parking. What is this? A park and a high school. This could be good because oftentimes out here on the outside of the park / high school, there's street parking. Oh, my internet is so slow. Please load. Okay, internet is finally loaded. So this is the outside of the park. It looks not good at all because I see 0 cars parked on the street. And you do not want to be the only car parked on the street. At least that's how I roll. I don't want to be the only car parked on the street. Let's go back to this view. Let's try down here. We could do another hotel. You know what? This might be like a rich town. I don't know anything about this area, so if it's a rich town, then often if the entire town is rich, then it's not good. But if it's like rich and poor, then it's good. But all rich towns are hard. Not good. Then it's just very obvious that you don't belong there. Again, holy crap, there's nobody parked on the streets. Okay, there's people parked on this street. Barely. But those are all in front of houses. There's not very many people parked on streets out here. That could be problematic. We might end up at a Walmart Supercenter. What is up with these no street people parking on the street areas? Like, look, there's no cars on these streets. What were these? Did they take these pictures before people moved into the houses? I'm confused. Is it just because the driveways are so huge? You know what it is? The houses are not packed together, so people are able to park actually in their driveways. There's not hella extra cars floating around. This is amazing. Nobody parked on streets. Kind of concerning. Whoop. Those aren't even cars. Those are just spots. Alright, well. I want to do street parking because I don't want to just cop out with a Walmart. But at the same time, I'm just really tired just trying to go to sleep. Look at this park. It's in a community that it's so perfect. Like there's nobody's out of place. I don't really want to go park over there. part of me is also hesitant just because I know that there's a Walmart in town. Well, still no cars parked on the street. There's just so few cars parked on the street that it's worrisome. I would not want to be the only car parked on the street. That's weird. Well, this is actually harder than I anticipated. Let's look further into, let's look here. You know what? I think I'm going to admit defeat because, one, my internet isn't loading very fast, so it's making this process very, very slow and cumbersome to actually try to find a place. But then also, this is a uniquely non-street parking place. I do see some streets over near the Walmart that look much more capable of maybe finding a spot that looks okay. But over by me right now, over by where I need to be at the DMV, it's not looking good. It is a high chance that this Walmart will not allow overnight parking, so we'll be back to square one. But I think it'll be better over here by the Supercenter anyway. Okay, how long till we get there? 10 minutes? I also have to use the restroom, so I'm hoping I can get there in the next 10 minutes and slip in and use the restroom. Real van life for you. Honestly, yeah, this is very real. Not being able to find a place and having to settle for something. I'm going to be lucky if that allows overnight parking. If it doesn't, then we're actually going to be trying to find a spot pretty sketchily, which I don't want because I'm here in real life. But I feel like it'd be kind of cool for you guys. So we'll see. All right, let's go use the restroom secretly and maybe buy something just to be nice. To be nice to Walmart, they're like a multi-billion-dollar?
Still good.
All right, so as we're entering Walmart right here, we're looking for signs. Are there signs? I see no signs, but I'm gonna go around the parking lot. I see some signs on some posts, which is always worrying. Oh, no trucks. The word no is kind of triggering for me. Oh, I saw a sign. Oh no. Oh no. No. What does it say? See, this is what I think is funny. It's not a no overnight parking sign. It's a selling vehicles from this parking lot is not okay sign. So we're just going to swing around and check the outside of the sign anyway, just to be sure, because better safe than sorry. So customer parking only, no selling vehicles. Alright, we're sleeping in a Walmart. Time to go poop inside the Walmart. I don't know why I'm so excited. And we have arrived into the sketchy back parking lot of this Walmart that allows overnight parking. It's kind of an anticlimactic end to this. I really wanted to do another street parking thing, but the principles are the same as what I talked about before. Looking for a place where you don't have to park directly in front of a house. A street light is nice because it covers up the light that is inside your vehicle, and also I think it just probably makes it less sketchy. People parked on the street so that you're not the only one parked on the street, and preferably like next to a park or something so you can park on the park side of the street and not be directly in somebody's spot, because everybody parks there every day and the odds that you're in someone's spot if it's pretty congested are pretty high, and then you're just looking for somebody to draw attention to you in an unnecessary way and then cause a problem. But yeah, anticlimactic end. Pretty typical though. Arrived in a town I had no idea about. Very, very tired, and went for the simplest, easiest solution, which is here, even though this might be louder than a neighborhood, and even though this actually might be sketchier than a neighborhood because there's some sketchy people. There's always sketchy people parked out in these places, which is why a lot of Walmarts don't allow overnight parking. But anyway, hope this was useful. I'm dehydrated and tired, and I kind of smell like crap. I am dead inside. Anyway. Van life, baby! No. Pretty Caroline.